Hi, I'm Alex from Tailscale, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to use Immich, a self-hosted photo backup solution, and share that with friends and family. Let's say you've just taken a big trip and you want to share all the pictures that are on your hard drive with your family that live somewhere else. Well, using Tailscale and Caddy, a reverse proxy, in today's video I'm going to show you how to do just that. Alright, so who is this video for? Well, it's for those of you that already have some self-hosted services running. I'm not going to cover how to set up Immich or Audiobookshelf or anything like that in this video. But what I am going to do, and there'll be chapter markers down below, is cover how to set the remote person portion up. So you could share this video with the relative or with the friend and say, follow these steps in this video, download Tailscale in this way, and this is how you, as the remote person, can actually go about getting access to the service that I am hosting. If you do need a helping hand setting up these applications, there are some links down below to some sample code for setting up Jellyfin, Audiobookshelf, as well as Immich, and Caddy as well. But like I say, that isn't the focus for today's video. We're going to be focusing on Tailscale today, and specifically custom domain support. That's the key part, because you can share a lot of this stuff already just using Tailscale Serve that's built into Tailscale. What makes today's solution unique is that we're using Caddy as a reverse proxy to support a domain name that you already own, so alexsdomain.com, something like that. And so the service that we're going to use today is Immich. This is basically a self-hosted replacement for Google Photos. Any pictures I take on my phone get automatically backed up to Immich. I can create albums, I can scan for faces, I can, do all that kind of stuff that you would do on Google Photos, except for the fact the data never leaves my server and never leaves my infrastructure. So taking a look at what we've got over here, you can see that I've already got Immich running at immich.rdu.dotsandstuff.dev. This is a domain name that I own. I purchased it for about $13 from Namecheap. You can buy your own, again, for that sort of $10, $15 price point. It's not too expensive to have your own domain name these days. Immich is currently being served through a reverse proxy called Caddy. This automatically handles all of my TLS certificates and everything like that from Let's Encrypt. But I've never really liked the name reverse proxy. It doesn't explain very well what it does. And I thought about this the other day, and when you walk into a bar, there's a bartender, right? You want to buy a drink. There's a bunch of bottles behind the bartender, some whiskeys, some gins, that kind of thing. And you think to yourself, right, I want access to those resources behind the bartender. Well, that's what a reverse proxy is doing. You place a request, you order a drink, and the bartender or the reverse proxy has permission to go and get that resource for you on the back end. It has the logic of knowing which server is able to serve that web request. And so what we're going to do today is share that reverse proxy out over your Tailnet. We're going to put a CNAME into a public registrar pointing to the ts.net entry, which is your personal private DNS name given to your Tailnet, so that it only resolves over your Tailnet. You're not exposing any of this to the internet, and that's such a crucial difference between doing this with something like port forwarding or firewall rules or something like that. All of this remains completely offline, we're not exposing any of this to the public internet. And so you, as the administrator of the Immich instance, your role here is to make sure that your reverse proxy is working. So in our case, that's Caddy. And then you're going to need to put an entry into Cloudflare as a public DNS record. We'll come on to that in just a second. So let's take a look at my Tailscale admin console. Over here, you can see that I've got a Caddy node in my Tailnet. The actual Immich service is being served through this Ubuntu server down here at the bottom. But at the top here, we've got Caddy as the reverse proxy as another node on the Tailnet. Now I'm using Proxmox under the hood. You can do this however you like, but I'm going to use Proxmox to show you today. In here, we can see that we have Caddy running. So if I type Caddy, for example, it's installed. I have it installed as a systemd service. And there'll be links in the description down below to all of the resources if you want to do this in an LXC container using systemd to run Caddy as a service as well. Now, if I do a Tailscale status inside this LXC container, you can see that it's just behaving like any other Tailscale node on my Tailnet. But what's interesting is if we take a look at the Caddy file that I'm using, by the way, the Caddy file is the way that we tell Caddy what we want to proxy where. So you can see here, for example, I've got 3 services that I'm proxying through my Caddy instance. First of all, we've got Immich running on 192.168.110.13 on port 2283. The next one we've got is Audiobookshelf. This is a self-hosted audiobook app, and you can see that this one is actually running on the Tailnet IP of the Ubuntu server as well. And then finally, we've got Jellyfin, which is a self-hosted media server that doesn't need the cloud or anything like that. And all we're using there is the DNS name through Tailscale's magic DNS feature of ubu2204-server. Now, I chose these three services in this way to show you the different ways you could configure your Caddy file using a local LAN IP address. So this box could be something that's not even on your Tailnet, for example, so long as it's routable from the Caddy instance itself. Audiobooks, for example, could be any node anywhere else on your Tailnet, anywhere in the world. And again, the same principle applies to Jellyfin because it's just using the Tailscale magic DNS name. Now, the other thing I wanted to draw your attention to is at the top of this file is this Cloudflare section here. This is how Caddy automatically generates the HTTPS, the TLS certificates for these self-hosted services. You can see when I do the import Cloudflare here, it imports that Cloudflare token, and Caddy has some logic in it under the hood that knows, oh, he's specified Cloudflare. That means I'm going to have to go and do the ACME request to go and generate the TLS certificates automatically for Cloudflare. So what's required on the Tailscale side? Okay, we need to make sure that it's a node on our Tailnet. Okay, so I'll do a Tailscale status. I've already done Tailscale login just to save us a bit of time in the video. Now, the next thing we're going to have to do is configure the public DNS side of this solution. We're going to need to know where our domain names name servers are pointing. In my case, I've pointed my domain, dotsandstuff.dev. I've pointed the name servers for that domain to Cloudflare so that I can use Cloudflare as my public DNS entry to manage all of my DNS records. So once you've gone ahead and got logged into Cloudflare, it's going to be a case of heading over to the domain itself. And then on the left-hand side here, you can see there's a DNS section just here. And then the entire thing is configured here in one entry. So I've got star.rdu as a wildcard entry pointing to caddy.velociraptor-noodlefish.tsnet. Now you will get this value here, the target, which is required to create a CNAME. You'll get that by heading over to your Tailscale admin console, go to DNS, and whatever value is here, whatever value is in this box here under Tailnet name, in my case, velociraptor-noodlefish.ts.net, that's the value that you want to put into here. This must be a fully qualified domain name. This is because when you share the node to another Tailnet, it's not accessible by the short name. It's only accessible by the fully qualified domain name of caddy.whatever.ts.net. And with that done, click Save. And you can verify this by opening a terminal window. So I'll just drag this one in from over here. And we'll do a dig. What did test.rdu.stuff.dev. And because this is a wildcard, you should see that we return a CNAME here for caddy.yourtailnetname.ts.net. Doesn't have to be Caddy, by the way. It just has to match the name of the node in your Tailscale admin console. So again, just to get that, we go over to the Tailscale admin console, click on the drop down here, and whatever this second entry is here, this is the fully qualified domain name for the node itself. All right, so that was a lot. Have we got it? First of all, we need to know what our fully qualified domain name is for Caddy, the node on your Tailnet. So we get that in the admin console, click on the drop down, second option over here. We then, in Cloudflare, need to make sure that the name servers for our domain, wherever we registered it, in my case, I registered mine at Namecheap, but other registrars are available. And I pointed my name servers for that domain to Cloudflare. Once I'd done that and everything had propagated properly, which can take a few hours, by the way, I simply went and created a new record. You click the add record button over here, click on the drop down, CNAME, I can blah, 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 whatever, put that in. And then my target here, for example, is, test.velociraptor. That has to match the fully qualified domain name in your Tailnet, remember. And then TTL, time to live. Whilst I'm doing a bunch of testing for this video, I set mine to 1 minute. If you leave yours to auto, you probably won't have any issues. So just leave that one alone, click save, and then it might take a moment or two to propagate. But if I do, what did I call it? I've already forgotten. Blah, blah, blah. If I do blah, 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 we should see that, yeah, there you go. The CNAME now resolves to test.velociraptor. And so the next thing to do is to go ahead and share it with your relative. To do that, we head over to the Tailscale admin console once more, click on this button here, which says share next to the 3-dot menu, and generate and copy an invite link. Once we've done that, you share this with your friend or relative. They can do this from a mobile device or a laptop, doesn't really matter, so long as it's logged into the Tailnet that they created. Now, in terms of the chronological order of this video, this is where things get a little confusing. I wanted to create a dedicated chapter so that you could share this with friends or family and say, hey, go to this timestamp and play from this moment forward. So I'm going to skip ahead or skip back in time a little bit, go through the process of creating a brand new Tailnet for your relative. And then once we get towards the end of that chapter, that's where this invite link part will actually get used. Hello and welcome to the remote setup part of this video. I'm going to walk you through creating a brand new Tailnet and connecting it to that remote service that your friend or relative is trying to share with you. Creating a Tailscale account is completely free. Head over to tailscale.com to get started. Once there, click on the button in the top right which says Get Started, and then you'll need to choose your identity provider. In today's video, we're going to use Google. I've created a dedicated Google account just for this video called mymumstailnet@gmail.com. Nice and straightforward. So I'm going to click on sign up with Google, and I'm already authenticated in this browser session with that Google account. So it presents me the choose an account option just here. I'm going to click on that one, click continue. And easy as that, we've created a Tailscale account. So let's add our first device. I'm going to make it this laptop that we're using right here. Head over to tailscale.com/download. Now, if you're on a mobile device, you will go to the App Store for your device and search Tailscale and download the app there. But on a laptop, in this case it's Mac OS, we're actually going to go to the Mac App Store to download Tailscale. Click on the little Get button or the cloud icon if you've already done it with this Apple ID like I have here. Download and install the application. Click on Open, and you will see up here in the menu bar, we now have a new app. This is where we'll log in. So I'm going to go ahead and just check the toggle box here, which is going to turn Tailscale on. And then I'm going to click the login button. Now, we should be familiar with this page by now, but this is the sign in with Google. This is where we use the same Google account that we used to create the Tailnet in the previous step. Once you click that button, we're going to be presented with a screen here which says, do you want to connect this device, this laptop? Do you want to connect this device to your Tailnet? And then once you click on the big blue button to say connect my device, it's going to take you to your admin console. This is where you will see all of the different devices on your Tailnet. And this is the point where if someone sent you an invite link, we'd now click on that invite link and add that shared node into this Tailnet. So I'm going to go and pretend to be the friend or relative that's sharing this service with you for just a second and generate an invite link. I go over to the share button here, generate and copy an invite link. What you will see as the remote person is an invite link that looks something like this: login.tailscale.com/admin/invite, and then a string of characters. When you put that into a web browser or click on it on a mobile device, some magic will happen, and we will ask you if you want to have this shared device added to your Tailnet. I'm going to click on the button here which says accept invite, and when I do, you'll notice that inside your Tailnet now, notice the Tailnet name at the top here, mymumstailnet@gmail.com, you've now got two nodes. You've got your laptop and also the shared service that the other person's trying to share with you. What this means is if they've given you a website to go to, so in my case here for this demo, it's immich.rdu.dotsandstuff.dev, you can now access that service on any device that you're logged in with Tailscale. Remember, we logged in using the Tailscale app up here in the corner to My Mum's Tailnet. And now any service that that friend or relative has shared with you, you can now access on any device that you are logged in with Tailscale on. Now I'm going to go ahead and get logged in with the username that the person has provided to me, which in this case is a tailandscales@gmail.com. That's right. Get logged in, and suddenly I can see my photos. And so this is the crux of the solution. I can now go ahead and, create albums if I want to. This is an Immich specific thing, not a Tailscale specific thing, of course. I'm going to create an album called Canada 23, create a new shared album. And Immich has a bunch of users within it, for example. So if you want to go ahead and create a bunch of users for your friends and family as the server admin, you go into the administration section of Immich over here and just create a different user account within Immich for every user that you want to have their own view of the Immich application. Now, earlier on in the video, I also showed how we could use audiobooks and Jellyfin as well. So whoever shared this service with you may have a few other things they want to share with you up their sleeve. And it should just be a case of going and typing in whatever URL they've given you. So in my case, rdu.dotsandstuff.dev loads an audiobook server, for example. And then if I wanted to go ahead and load up Jellyfin, which is a self-hosted media server, again, it's just dotsandstuff.dev. And you can see that we can share a whole bunch of self-hosted services using this method. Now, what if we want to do this on a phone? For example, I want to access Immich from this iPhone right here. Well, I need to install Tailscale on that device. I don't need to accept the invite more than once, though, because once we accept the invite into our Tailnet, because all the devices are connected together with direct connections as part of the Tailnet grouping of devices, there's no need to accept the invite on each device. Just once per Tailnet will suffice. Now, to download Tailscale on the iPhone, we go to the App Store and just search for Tailscale. Once we see it appear in the search results, we just click on the little cloud icon or get or open. And if you're on Google Play, it'll be the same type of deal here. And then once the app is downloaded, let's click on open to open the Tailscale application. Now we're going to walk through the getting started wizard. I'm going to click on get started. Yes, I understand about the privacy stuff. I'm going to allow notifications and then click on install VPN configuration. This is so that Tailscale can manage the VPN configurations on this particular iPhone. The next thing we've got to do is actually get logged into the Tailnet. Now I'm going to click on the login button, and again, I'm going to use the Google authentication provider using the same mymumstailnet@gmail.com Google account that we created earlier in the video. Again, I'm going to click on the big blue connect button to connect this device to my Tailnet. And you can see we've got all of our devices showing up right here, as well as the shared node that we accepted the invite for in the previous step on the laptop. Remember, you don't need to accept the invite more than once. Just once per Tailnet will suffice. And so now if I go to the Immich app on my phone and log in, you can see I've put the immich.rdu address in here. I'm going to log in with the username and password that whoever shared the service with me gave me. And just like that, over 5G, I'm able to connect to Immich on my phone. Remember, 5G means I can't possibly be in the same building and connecting to this thing. So I could be in England, I could be in Japan, or America right now. It wouldn't matter. As long as I had internet connectivity, I could actually resolve this Immich service. And of course, on my laptop as well, I'm able to resolve Immich over Tailscale using the shared node technique with a custom domain that we just set up. So this is a little taster of what you can do with Tailscale. Thank you so much for joining me on this little choose your own adventure with friends and family with Tailscale type video. And until next time, I've been Alex from Tailscale.